This week, I want to highlight some activities you can do as a family to build some connection at the end of the day, as well as your kids' oral language skills. Explaining themselves is really important, and in this day and age with technology, it's not always the first option. A lot of kids are using writing and words as their way of communication, pictures, which is all great, but oral language skills are also very important to be developing. So I'm going to go over some really fun activities I found that might be worth exploring to do with your family. Some of them tech-based, some of them not tech-based. So one thing is something that I actually love to do in the classroom is a Rosenthorn. And this is basically brainstorming, sharing problems from the day while also sharing highlights. So I like to do it as thorn and a rose because you end on a positive instead of a negative, but some families like to end on negative and think about how can you make the day better. And it's really a way to stay current on what's going on in their day. Maybe your kid had a really great day but didn't have a great lunch. But it just opens up lines of communication. This could be at the dinner table, this can be in the car ride home. Really options for when this happens are kind of endless, and it's really simple. This can take 2 minutes, and my sisters even do this with their kids when they do a quick round robin at the table, rose and thorn of their day. Again, really try to end with the rose to keep it positive. But if you're a family that likes to problem solve, ending with a thorn might be a good strategy because you can problem solve how to make that not a thorn next time or how to make that next day better. That's one strategy that I wanted to recommend. Again, the kids really like it in the classroom, so I imagine it would be a hit around the dinner table if that is when you choose to do it. This is one that I found that I was really excited by is question of the day. So this can be posted in the kitchen. This can be posted at the dinner table. This can be raised by an adult at the dinner table or raised by a kid. And really when you go through the question of the day, it can be something like, what sport do you think has more interesting rules? Something that's thought-provoking. And there's a list of, and I'm going to put in the description for the video, a suggested list of questions of the day you can use, or you can come up with your own, of course. And I recommend that you ask your children to come up with some of their own as well. And I also, when you do this with your family or with your kids, push them to say more about their answers and back them up. Say more. What do you mean? Tell me more about what you just said. Can you maybe tell me why? Push them to think about that and think about strong reasons, because that's a big piece of oral language that sometimes gets lost in translation. Song of the day. This is really similar, but I thought this one was really fun. So what this is every day, or you can do it a few different ways. So every day each person gets to pick a song, or based on the day you decide, oh, today's so-and-so's day to pick a song. They're going to pick the song and explain why. I think there's a lot of fun to have with this. If it's an upbeat song, you can have a dance party at the end of the day to kind of de-stress. If it is a more classical song that has more technique, talk about what you hear as a family if you're musical based. And something really cool that I didn't see in the resources, but I would imagine could be really fun, is creating a playlist. And then as the weeks go by, you have this massive playlist building up of songs that you've all curated together for different reasons. And again, the oral language piece is they have to explain why they picked it. So maybe they learned about a composer in music in a given week and they wanted to share a song from that composer. Or they use that song as a transition song at school. The reasons could be whatever it is, but the important thing is them explaining why they picked it. Again, think about creating a playlist, have a dance party, and really de-stress at the end of the day with music. Music is so important for the soul and for communication and for so many things. Embrace it and see what you and your family can come together with. This is another one of my favorites. Family photo of the week. I know when I was a kid, I was fascinated with old family photos. And that's actually the pro tip. If you have old family photo albums, start there. Like pick a picture of an old family holiday or old family reunion and say, what do you notice? Do you have questions? Or this is the story of when my grandmother had her birthday party. And it just creates memories of family members and moments, and kids now can ask questions about life back then. So old family photo albums, great starting place. But the idea of it is sharing a photograph or a moment from the past. That can be a past of 6 months ago. It can be a past of 30 years ago, 100 years ago, if you have those photos lying around. Talk about what they remember, ask questions, talk about what they notice, things that they're observing. All these things are building oral language. And again, so in the description, I will post some suggested links to support this. And you could even get creative with this and post a photo of a funny image and have people come up with a story. There's a lot of ways to extend this, but all of these ways are really a great way to build that family connection at the end of the day when it's really hard to kind of get your kids to sit down at the dinner table, talk about their day. Not all kids want to talk about school, but this is a great way to get the family talking with each other about things that may not be school, things that may not be hard, but just get them talking with you and build those oral language skills. I would love to hear which of these you tried and how you did it and how you made it your own and how it went. So again, 4 really good suggestions: family photo of the week, song of the day, question of the day, Rosenthorn, all really great examples, and I hope that one of these works for you, if not all of them, and I would love to hear how it goes.